Welcome back to the function.
Yeah, that was more for the that's like for the editor, not for them. So.
Yeah, I know, but it's kind of sad that nobody knows that we clapped before every episode.
Jack probably does. Even though I didn't start doing that until I realized that Jack wasn't the only one that did that. And like your boy Dylan Alvarez, shouts out Dylan, who like actually does high quality, high level videos. I was like, oh, he does this? I guess that means
it's professional.
Is that what you do with a director snap? Is that imitating that? Like in movies?
Oh my, probably.
I bet it is.
I never really thought. Well, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense, but I never really thought about it. Hey, ate some good wings this weekend.
Yeah, tell me about that. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. So we had our buddy Hunter had a little wing cook-off that he was participating in, and so we went to Houston to go, partake in the festivities. And so how Hunter always says like Louisiana doesn't know how to barbecue.
I agree. We do food. I think we do food overall better than Texas, but I think they do barbecue better than we do.
No, I mean it's not even close. Like I've been a dissenter of that opinion. I've been like, maybe they have pretty good barbecue. It's like whatever. It's not close. Every wing I had on Saturday was better than any other wing I've ever had in my entire life. Everyone.
I believe that.
It was insane.
And there's a reason, hey, you know what? Pluckers is so great? It's from Texas.
Yeah,
that's also why.
Even Pluckers wings. Actually, no. The problem is Pluckers wings are like, it's mass produced. There's a bunch of them, so you don't get the TLC, like just on an open grill. And, it's so fucking good. So
wings is like the last thing I thought he'd do. I mean, I feel like he does ribs or other
I think that's what I refers. We got to meet the guy. So the guy that like is their chef, like the guy who cooks. Hunter, like the guy introduced him. His name is Joe.
Is he like team captain, or was he like?
No. Okay, so Hunter was the team captain because Hunter helped put it on basically. So the guy who owns the place. So basically, it's sort of funny. He and his sister were at the bar that I was hosted at, and they were just drinking one night. And the owner was there. They're chatting with them, and they're like, "Hey, we should do a wing cook-off." And he's like, "Let's do it." So a year later, it happened. And so,
sorry. So this is the first one.
Yeah, this is the first game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they win?
No. They came in third on dry rubs. So that was what we took on out of like 11 teams. And there's only 3 categories. There's dry rubs, traditional, and there's People's Choice, which there's only a winner, and there's no second and third.
Okay, fair point.
Yeah, People's Choice. Trophy was like 6 feet tall. It was awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah. So we started talking.
Was it the size of a person? The People's Choice Trophy was the size of a human.
Yeah, it's just a person. It's just a guy who's just like, I don't know. Good job, you won. Like, I'm going on with you. So got to talk to like so he's been competing. He's competed in a bunch of stuff. Joe, that is. And the cook, like, he had this grill that was fucking, I'm not kidding, like 8 feet wide and like 6 feet long. Like, it was insane. It was a trailer. It was just a giant trailer with 4 propane tanks on the front.
That's sick.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think Hunter, I think this guy was more a wings guy and Hunter was helping prepare. I don't really know.
I think it'd be different. If it was a rib off.
Yeah.
I think it'd be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hunter's taking it home.
Now I kind of want to just like bankroll Hunter and just compete and barbecue. Just cook offs and just be Team Hunter.
Yeah. It was Wing Mafia that was there.
Wing Mafia, that's a sick name.
Yeah.
I like that.
So then anyway, so that was really fun. Some really good wings.
I really want to, I'm mad that we need it. I think it'd be fun to do a bunch of just like trying segment videos.
I agree
on this.
The beers was fun. Beers was goddamn hard.
Like I want to try. First off, I don't think I could do it, being how fucking because like one of the things we talked about with the fire in the hole challenge, the wall flame challenge, is that it's 25 wings.
Yeah, that's
like,
the worst part.
So much. It's so much food.
It's so much food.
So it's that, and then I was like, oh, it'd be cool if we like tried all 26 flavors. A plucker, which I'm kind of
doing. But you can like take a bite. I had 22 wings on Saturday.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, 22 is insane.
And they're probably bigger than...
No, they were like pretty average size.
Well, because when I think like a wing cook-off like that, I think literally like a chicken wing, like the full wing. And
No.
Okay.
It was like regular.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, those are big.
Yeah. It was like a full 22. Because some people will give you 3, some people will give you 1.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. So speaking of trying things, this is a good segue because you know how we're talking about the
Segways. We were talking about segways.
Yeah, you know, called segways. We're buying a Segway. The function.
We're buying a Segway.
We're actually buying a Segway company, and we're selling Segways.
Yes, buy our Segway.
No, so Tequila. So I know you're not a shots person, but while we were there, Hunter's dad was like, so they love going to Mexico. They love bringing back tequila. I think they drink a lot of tequila. I think it's kind of their thing. And so we were trying all of his favorite tequilas from Mexico. It was so mind-blowing how much better it is than any other liquor we have here. Like, he had like an $80 bottle. I mean, this was a bunch of pesos, but $80 US dollars bottle of tequila that was flavorless. Like, I mean, it was it tasted like tequila, but it didn't have any of the negative flavors at all. It was so fucking good. Like, I could have drank it all night straight. And his dad the entire time was like trying to convince me. He's like, don't you see now how tequila just like outperforms American liquor? I'm like, yes, no, I agree with you on the first one.
I don't know. I'm surprised that it is. I could be wrong, but I'm surprised that tequila has not passed vodka as America's favorite liquor yet.
Because we do it poorly, I think. Because we have bad tequila.
No, I'm not saying, I'm not even saying, like, that's not what I'm saying. I think we do vodka poorly too. I still think there are better foreign companies that make vodka than we do. I'm saying like it's America's like preference by like sales. Like sales, I think is one of the ways that they manage and like more. I guess it's because you can mix vodka with more.
I also think it's because we're in the South and we drink a lot of tequila.
That's what I was also wondering.
I think less of America drinks tequila.
No, white bitches nationwide drink fucking tequila. It's insane. Like,
I think
you're from LA, New York, you're in fucking Seattle, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you're drinking fucking tequila if you're a white bitch.
You have to be a certain kind of person to...
A white bitch.
No, yes. But like, who parties? You know, that's...
A white bitch who parties, correct.
Yeah. It's like, no one's just casually sipping tequila. You know? Generally. In America.
See, that's the thing. I would... if it was that tequila.
Man,
not
I
like, I couldn't do fucking Jose Cuervo and just sip on that. That sounds disgusting.
I hate that Hunter has made me hate Jose Cuervo. He's made me despise it. Like,
Hunter makes me, it already started with whenever I first started drinking tequila sunrises, is I was spoiled by only drinking with Patron. Like, Patron is literally, I will not have tequila if it's cheaper than Patron. Which I don't know if Espelon is or not.
It is. No, it's like
it's like the have you seen the episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where they're talking about going to a Fanta, their favorite Spanish restaurant, and they're like he's at the America, like he basically like it's whatever it is, the church of whatever is like the immaculate. They're like they do the whole thing and like it's super dramatic and it's funny.
Did we talk about the time that me and my dad were driving and we heard this person on NPR talking and she goes, she's talking about like, I don't know, like racial something in schools or something like that.
She's getting real racist.
Yeah, yes. Okay. So she goes, white, black, and Latino. And I was like, is that allowed? Like, and I was like, okay, to be fair, if she is Latinx, then like, sure.
Every person I've met that is from a country fucking hates Latinx. They think it's the dumbest thing ever. And
I assumed it was like the normal thing.
Julio fucking hates it. Every adult I know that's part of that hates it.
That's why I'm on Twitter too much.
The dumbest thing ever.
Wait, you want to hear something amazing?
Yes.
I wrote an entire speech about how Twitter is bad for you and how to quit Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I was on Twitter for like, well, actually not yesterday, but probably the day before. I was on Twitter for like 4 hours. Well, that might be a lot. But anyway, a lot. I love Twitter. And I'm like, you should never use Twitter. The entire speech, it's like so well composed too. Like it starts off. And
You're literally gonna be. I should lend it to you because when you were coming back from Houston, I would have loved to see you just like driving your Jeep with the Google Glass on, and you're just scrolling through Twitter while driving, but still watching the road.
Amazing.
No, I bet it can handle that. It can't handle YouTube. That was like the coolest thing that I thought is it has like a little earpiece. So I was like, oh, I can wear this and just watch YouTube while I'm interacting in life. And then you open YouTube and it immediately crashes. Like it can't even hold it.
Yeah. Maybe eventually. I don't
know. That came out how long ago? 2013.
They haven't tried that hard since.
You're right. I bet. I mean, it's been 8 years, so I think obviously over 8 years they could have made it better.
What is not Moore's Law? Not Morgan's Law. Maybe it is Morgan's Law.
I don't know. I know Moore's Law. That's it.
What is Moore's Law?
Moore's Law is the one. Wait, what?
It's Moore's Law if the kangaroo in the wheel room.
That's Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law.
Okay. I was like, Moore's Law is the every certain amount of time chips, processors, like half in size.
I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 years.
Something like that. Isn't that what it is? Every 2 or 3 years they half in size?
They double in processing power, so sure. Maybe it is half in size as well. That would make sense.
Because I thought that's the whole point. It's like that's why it gets smaller.
Yeah. It's no longer true. It's now like...
Well, because now they're like eroding on like the laws of physics, right? Yeah. Like they can't really go...
It's coming down to like 1.8 now instead of 2. Instead of like twice as small. Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, maybe it'll eventually happen. You know, like sometime coming up. What the fuck were we...
We have to pull back out, so we were talking about that. Then we were talking about Twitter. We're talking about Twitter.
Oh, my speech. Yeah, I started off with... I was like, I was an addict. Maybe not in a traditional sense, but I was a Twitter addict. And
Colin watched all the fleets and paid for all of the private tweets.
Yeah. No, I'm still an addict. It's just that I like the pain, you know? I just like hating people on Twitter and being angry about stuff.
Dude, I know you had me triggered. We literally recorded the last week's episode, and then he immediately sent me the one about the hyperfixation on the flat, and I was just like,
if you don't see the last episode, I was talking about how I fucking hate when people just make up words to mean things that mean nothing.
Do you like the green screen background I chose for that episode?
Oh yeah, that was nice.
I wanted to find one of him actually crying, but I couldn't find one.
Yeah. No, that's kind of mean.
And I also wanted it to be specifically for the apology video. That was the other thing. It's like, I can't just find a picture of David crying. I need it to be from the apology video.
Definitely. It's kind of weird. I don't feel bad for it, first of all. I just want to set the record straight. I don't care.
Hey, I'm going to be real honest, real quick. Hold that thought.
No.
That's still going, so we're just going to have that. But
that's pain.
That is pain. Hey, welcome back, guys. I'm not going to cut this out, but I'm a fucking asshole, and
welcome to the high quality audio podcast.
Yeah, now the audio is going to be a lot better because I forgot to press record on the fucking mics. So this is fun.
Yeah. Okay. So
I hope we weren't that far in. I don't think we were. We still have a lot to cover. So.
No. Yeah. I think I'm going to say we weren't even 10 minutes. I bet.
Yeah, I bet we weren't.
I'm going to assume we're 10 minutes.
Anyway, sorry guys, we got the audio fixed. It should be better.
Yeah.
But, so overall, weekend was good. Wings were good.
Amazing. And then and so we drank so much tequila that night. Me and Chase were like, no, please no more. And his dad was just like, you got to try this one. And
you know
like,
why?
What?
It's because you didn't say no mas.
True. No. Also, did you watch the fight on Saturday?
Did I watch the fight? I went 3-1 on my fucking bets on fighting.
Baby.
I am back.
Dude, Shauno popped off.
No, Sean sucked ass, and I was mad.
Shauno went insane. Shauno literally didn't... It was...
First of all, you're right. If it went to decision, he would have been the clear winner because he had so many more just shots landed. I was just saying that I was pissed that he had that dude... like not unconscious, but like
knocked out the first round.
He literally a minute and a half into the first round, that dude was dazed and confused, and then he didn't finish him, and he got up. That's why I'm saying he's a bitch because he didn't finish him.
That's like his thing. He always does that. He just walks off. Yes, he does. He always walks off. That's like he loves doing that.
You do that if they're but
He
like,
thought
he
it-
wasn't.
it looked like-
He was.
He looked down bad. He looked really
It
bad.
wasn't like fucking. Why can't I think?
Stipe?
Yes, Stipe. It
that
wasn't like
was rough.
Stipe getting his absolute shit rocked.
Yeah, that was
but
tough.
I don't know why he. First off, that was their rematch, right? You know
Yeah.
that? Do you know Stipe won the first one?
Yeah.
That's wild to me. Because, I mean, Stipe had more weight then, but like,
Yeah.
whenever I saw, like, I knew
Dude,
it was
he is
over. Whenever I was like, dude,
scary.
Ngannou has 30 pounds on you.
Yeah.
He's 263 pounds. He's going to rock your shit.
But also, Stipe is like, I don't know if you've heard him in interviews, like fucking, he's fucked up at this point. Like, so he has subtitles whenever he talks. Do you know that?
No. Well, okay, after this last fight, that makes sense.
No, like he's had that for a little bit. I think he's just super fucked up now.
Yeah, that's what. Because here's what I was saying: is I was just like, you can be big, you can take better shots than me if you have more muscle. I was like, how is your skull compared to mine? I was like, I don't think your skull. I don't think you could build muscle to protect your skull against you. So when you're getting hit by a fucking 18-wheeler from frickin' Francis Ngannou, I don't understand how you're not gonna just get serious brain damage for that.
That was the thing about that fight, especially. He was taking shots. Like, I mean, the guy is a fucking tank. Like, he does not go down, but he should have just gone down to just protect his fucking brain. Because, like, oh man, it was kind of over. Like, not pretty early on, but it was over after like the first good hit, and then he started.
No, there's like
wobbly.
that one thing where you see it looks like it's in slow mo because of how much his face fucking moves. Like,
Yeah, and then but then he kept getting up. I mean, what a fucking no. When he was pinned against the wall, he's pinned against the wall. He's getting fucked up. He took like 6 shots straight to the head from the largest arm in the world, from fucking Bucky's arm from Winter Soldier or whatever.
I was saying that I was like, if Francis Ngannou hit me with that, it would be like a Falcon punch. Like, I would be, I'd be Team Rocket blasting off again.
Yeah.
Also, I'd die. I would 100% die.
I was saying that too. I'm like, if I was Stipe for 1 second,
I would fucking
be
die.
dead immediately. No, yeah. I mean, I think Stipe, first of all, is getting. But they were saying Joe and Cormier were talking, and they were saying Stipe is like the GOAT, like the certified GOAT, and I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I
think he's been.
Yeah, he's just
for a while.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's only fought 2 people in the last 3 years.
Here's the thing: is
He fought Ngannou twice, and he fought McCormier twice.
Cormier. Cormier is, I think, who he beat in when we were at the beach.
Yeah, we watched that fight. DC.
But I guess has he always been heavyweight?
My UFC knowledge goes back about 2 years, and that's it.
Because I mean,
So
same with mine.
Anyone who's like, y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you're absolutely right. You are so correct.
So first off, that's like the other issue that you got to see, and like Mike Tyson made this comment, is it depends. If you pick your fights and they're spread out, you get less credibility. Not saying you aren't a GOAT, but like, or not a GOAT, but it's not the same as like I think we talked about this last time, but how like Mike Tyson called out Floyd Mayweather for like not being that great.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, because he picks his fights.
Right.
He only fights who he thinks he can really win.
Yeah.
And it's not like, and he's like, and he does that just to protect the perfect record.
Yeah.
He's like, there was some dude who, did I tell you this part? Mm-mm. He was like, this dude did very well. He was undefeated. He had his first loss. And then he went on a 35 win streak after that.
Yeah, no, I saw that on Twitter.
And fucking just dominated him.
I thought it was way more. I thought it was like 20, 1 loss, and then like 60.
Oh, he probably lost another, but like he literally got his first loss and then won 35 in a row.
Insane. Yeah, no, I mean, I think
he literally fought anyone who wanted to fight him. Like that was the thing.
I don't think it necessarily stops Floyd from getting GOAT status, but I don't think he's a definitive GOAT. Like I assume I don't know shit all about boxing. I know barely any about UFC. I know like about.
I know
2
more.
people.
I know a little bit more on UFC than boxing.
But I don't know anything about boxing. So I'm just gonna talk out of my ass. He's not the GOAT. Oh my god, are you kidding me? You kidding me? He literally cherry picks his fights.
You know, who's a GOAT that I need to go finish the fucking episode. But do you know who Jay Prince is?
I mean Jay Prince of New York.
No, that's J.I. the Prince.
J.I. the Prince of New York.
J. Prince,
Basically
way
the same.
bigger goat.
I know. I'm kidding.
J. Prince started Rap-A-Lot Records. He basically founded the Houston rap scene.
Okay.
Ghetto Boys was like one of the first big people he found. He found Scarface, and then he found UGK. On top of that, his son J. Prince Jr. found Drake and introduced him to Lil Wayne. So we can first off thank his son for a lot of things.
Thanks,
based off of
JPJ.
that.
That's what they call him.
But he also was Floyd's manager.
Oh,
So it was. I mean, he's
Junior?
kinda like, yeah.
senior. Okay.
No, senior was Floyd's. He was also a
okay.
boxing manager, and that
Gotcha.
was like thing. Also, he's a big business guy too. But dude's kind of a legend. He was on Joe Rogan recently. I need to go refinish that. But
Sick. Oh yeah, I saw Ngannou was on Joe Rogan's podcast. I hadn't watched the episode.
I
but
haven't seen that yet. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to watch that.
I just
then.
heard them talking in the after show, and he's like, "Loved having you on the podcast." I'm like, "Hey,
Yeah, I like UFC, and I think martial arts is interesting. But I've realized I can't watch a full fucking Joe Rogan podcast just about fighting. Like I can't do that.
okay, yeah, but you could watch this one." Do you know the story about?
I know his story's insane.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. It's like he tried to get out twice. He got shot a bunch of times. It took him like 7 months.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So
Oh.
this is a huge. I don't
Okay.
know shit about his story. I know it's wild. That's what
he's from Cameroon. It's a dictatorship. It's like a military state.
No,
or
I know
whatever.
Cameroon is an awful place.
I didn't know that.
It's a lot of Africa.
Yeah, I would call Cameron, my brother, Cameroon, and it was just kind of like funny. That's the only thing I knew about Cameroon. And so he tried to leave the first time. He got captured and brought back. I think he got captured a second time, and he got shot somewhere along the way in the chest a few times. That's why he's got bullet holes or bullet scars.
I didn't notice.
I didn't notice either. I was told
more
this.
worried about the fact that I was like, his one peck is bigger than my head.
Yeah, dude, he is so, and he's like ripped too, like really great build.
I was like, hey, sorry, I like the actor. I was like, hey, why don't for continuing the Black Panther universe, you just have his body be M'Baku and then just put the actor's face CGI'd onto his body because he is fucking huge.
He's enormous, and he's like normally when people are like that yoked, and like also fighters a lot of times have like weird builds, but he's like the perfect build. Like he could be a bodybuilder, you know. I mean, if he was like 1% body fat or something, but you know what I'm saying. I don't even know what I was talking about.
One thing I thought was
Give me the
funny
name
is
of this episode.
what saved my my bets for the weekend. First off, I hate drinking and being around Connor talking about bets because it just makes me, I lose all self-discipline. I'm just like, I went from like being like, I'm done gambling for a while to then Connor made one comment and then I placed 8 bets. Like I was like, fuck. I still broke even because apparently the odds that Connor picked or that are on their betting app is less than the odds that were there. There's this dude from New Zealand whose name was Malarkey. And I was like, that's funny. I'm going to bet on him because he was plus 330 whenever I saw him. And he knocked the dude out in the first 56 seconds of the first round.
Whoa, I didn't watch that.
That was the one fight I didn't watch. That was the other thing is I was like, oh, when is he fighting? And then I was like, oh, he already won. Cool.
Wow. Wait. No, I think I did watch that. I was just hammered.
Because I bet on him. I bet on Sean, which that was rough. Sean was such a favorite. I had to bet $17 to win 5.
That's rough.
Thank God he won. I was scared that he wasn't.
Shitting on him.
I was scared that he wasn't.
What I was scared about is his foot thing was going to happen again.
Me too. That was
And
that was my whole reason that I was like, if he needs to knock him out soon because the longer he's in the fight because he's such a fucking kicker, I'm worried he's gonna break his fucking foot.
The worst part. Okay, so what I learned is so this is funny. While I was at Hunter's, I was talking to his, I don't know, maybe not stepbrother, like brother-in-law, I don't know, one of these, family
relative.
member, relative, who knew a lot about UFC, and so I'm talking to him, out my ass as I do, and so he's like trying to explain to me, he's like, I was like, yeah, I just hope Sean O'Malley doesn't break his fucking foot again, and he's like, it's a nerve issue, and I was like, no, I didn't know that. He's like, yeah, it comes back a lot. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. He's like, that's probably what's going to end his career. And I was like, cool. So I started watching the fight, and then Joe Rogan said it again. He's like, those injuries come back a lot. And I was like, uh-oh. It's foreshadowing.
That was like why I was worried. I was like, fuck. That's why I was so pissed that he didn't finish him. I was
Yeah.
like, don't walk away. Make sure he's down because then you're gonna have to fight more.
Yeah. No, I'm sure he's taking care of it. You know, like.
That's why his feet are wrapped. He's
Yeah.
like the only one I've seen that his feet are wrapped, but
Right.
he's also the one that kicks the most.
Yeah. True. Yeah. He uses his legs a ton. I think it's just because he's got long ass legs. He's tall. How tall is he?
Tall.
How tall is he?
I don't know.
Why? You didn't ask him?
I knew he was a lot taller than the other dude.
Yeah.
But,
That guy was not going down. He took some fucking shots.
well, he's Brazilian.
Okay.
Other than Americans, the Brazilians and the Russians are the ones you got to worry about.
I see. I don't know. Again, don't know anything about fighting.
Well, you got to think about their culture and how like people like Khabib don't care about the money.
Oh yeah, dude, isn't it crazy? That never mind. I was gonna say something that is not all that crazy.
Wow, his cousin's fighting.
Is he?
His cousin fought that night.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was there. He's his coach.
I did not know that.
Abubakar Nurmagomedov.
Yeah. How did you do? Did you win?
Yeah, by decision, but
Oh, okay. Still a win.
yeah, it wasn't as exciting as the dude that I like should have bet on. I was like, this dude is horrifying. I should have bet on him. He got the dude out in submission in like 30 seconds in the first
Damn.
round. Like he was also another. He was just like a lower weight class version of Ngannou.
Dude, Ngannou, it was so funny because we're watching it and we're like, this one better be good. And Chase is like, Ngannou has never gone to decision. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's got a
only-
100% success rate
Yeah.
on like whether it's knockout or TKO or
yeah.
KO.
And I'm like, oh, that is going to be awesome. And it was. Poor Stipe though.
We're full in on UFC, by the way.
Yeah.
Like Blake showed me all the places to get all the streams. We're gonna have all the parties to actually
perfect.
buy the fights to support.
Oh, can't wait. No,
In
we just
fucking
need to-
2 weeks, your boy Masvidal is back, and I'm so excited for that.
oh, that's huge. We need to actually learn. We need to like.
I need to learn what moves are at this point.
Yeah, we need
I
to
know
learn
enough
some, like-
fighters.
yeah, we need to learn some things like, a little more technical, so we just spice up our language with that. Like, oh yeah, hit him with the
People are like,
spinning
oh, he's
back
got him
fist.
in
That's
the
all I know.
he's got him in the guillotine, and I'm like, there's no machine where he's
Yeah.
locked in and he's about to pull lever. And
I know the guillotine. That's it. That's the only thing I know.
I know of it. I don't know what it is.
Spinning back fist.
yes, I know that. I know what a suplex is, but I don't think they do that much in UFC.
It would be awesome though. It would be amazing. Yeah, they started talking about something last night.
We should probably talk about something. I think everyone hates that we've talked about UFC for this long.
maybe.
But fuck you.
Yeah. No, even people who like UFC probably hate this because they're like, shut the fuck up.
It's like in Blake anytime we talk about sports.
Yeah.
Which here's my segue on that.
Hey, Blake doesn't know all that much about UFC either. So
I know. Well, I'm saying
so get
sports
fucked.
in general.
Yeah.
So we have one fan question, and it's by Blake.
Perfect.
He wants to know what our combined girth is.
Combined girth.
Yes. So when you do that, is it just like how do you combine girth? Is it like what would it be if you measure it side by side, or is it like
Okay. So
you just
I mean,
add them together?
I'm not sure. I think if I had to guess, it would be total. So take a slice, basically. A vertical, or what's the word? A slice, basically, of your penis. Measure the area of that circle, okay, and then take a slice of your penis and then measure the area of that circle and add them together.
Okay, so
And
we're adding
whatever the
together.
area is,
Okay.
that would be the total
Okay.
girth. I'm not sure what the area of a slice of my penis is.
I don't know either.
Oh. Maybe Blake can find out for us.
Blake, feel free to measure. We live together, so there's that. But also, fan questions. Please give us more shit to talk about. Hit us with interesting questions. We love answering them, even if our friends are the only ones who have asked them.
That's
but
fine.
I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care. It's still fun.
We'll answer him.
But yeah, make sure to do that. DM them to us. I'll try and do like a answer this poll to where you can like submit them through there on the Instagram stories. But yeah.
That's perfect.
What can we talk about?
Oh.
Do you want me to do the knock out the Rick Rubin
Yeah.
thing?
Wait, no, we talked about that last time.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
I guess we didn't really talk about it. I just mentioned it, but
No, we were talking. No, never mind. I'm thinking of something else. Yeah. No. Okay. Go ahead. Yes, please. because it's
do you
been
know
on
who
there
Rick
for
Rubin
weeks.
is?
Oh wait, you want to do our goals? No.
So Rick Rubin founded Def Jam.
Oh, okay.
He's a producer.
Big guy.
Well, he is probably the only person alive who has the largest just range of artists that he's worked with. He's worked with everyone in between that you can think of, starting with Johnny Cash and ending with Kanye West.
Wow.
So, yeah, no, he's a pretty legendary guy. But he had Kenny Beats on his podcast, and it was very interesting because it was showing that no genre more than rap really everyone knows their lineage, and like it really goes far back, and like how connected regional and city sounds are. And it was very interesting. Like first off, Kenny Beats, it's New Orleans. Do not say New Orleans. It made me cringe the 80 times that you mentioned it, so please don't. But
New Orleans.
I prefer that to New Orleans. But he, like, one of the best things he said was just like how far everything goes, but it's still it's hard to find to go back to a certain sound. The best example he gave was he was just like, so you have like these two songs, No Limit by G-Eazy, that has G-Eazy, a Bay artist, and then Cardi B and A$AP Rocky, New York artists, and then you have and that literally samples it's Slob on My Knob, I think, is the beat, and or Tear the Club Up. It samples the 3 6 Mafia beat.
Okay.
And then A$AP Ferg's Plain Jane also like interpolates fucking Slob on My Knob, and it's kind of just like how all these sounds get traced back. There's that. They talked about so the drill sound that like Pop Smoke helped popularize from New York. Literally started as Chicago drill with Chief Keef and like G Herbo and like all that back in like 2012. It was like
I thought it was like the British whatever.
This is what happened. It was that. Then the UK took that sound, changed it a little bit, and then this sound is just New York taking UK drill that they took from Chicago.
That's really interesting.
It's just like, it's kind of like, and they always say this, is that whenever, that's like how you get new stuff, is like hearing something, and like people just hear things different, especially if you're like in a different environment. So like they heard that and tried to recreate it, and it either came out as something completely new, or it came out just slightly different, but it was still unique because it was that, and it was the fact that it went all the way to the UK and back is why it's kind of like something interesting with that.
That is really interesting.
And it was a good podcast. I know I'm butchering it because I haven't listened to it, and I listened to it like 3 weeks ago, and it's just been like on this list for a while. But very interesting. I'll link it below. Go check it out. Also, it's just a very interesting podcast because Rick Rubin actually can bring on the guests that he can.
Yeah.
Like, I listened to one with Andre 3000, which he doesn't do much outside of that, or just like in general, media wise. He's pretty low key now.
What is
but he does that, and then he Malcolm Gladwell also shares the podcast with him, and he's a very famous business,
I recognize
like
the name.
success and like sociologist and psychologist, like author. Outliers is like his most famous book. That's where the 10,000 hour rule came from, or was popularized. That's where people actually, my mom told me this, that like that's like a reason a lot of parents held their kids back, because they talked about that it was purely for sports, and like how some of the most successful athletes had started with the fact that they were held back, so they got the confidence because they were a year older than everyone, and it just kind of, but it was like also like a self-feeding theory. It wasn't that they were necessarily better even though they were a year older, and like there wasn't that much proof that they were physically better. It was the fact that because they had that little bit of confidence and people thought that, they were then picked for the best teams to get the best training, and then over time they eventually just became the best.
That's
so it's kind
really
of like
interesting.
I'm reading it right now because Gab got it for me for Christmas, so I'm rereading it because I read it a while back. But the first half of the book's very interesting because like it was more interesting to me how they like picked up on this. Like they talked about how the whole book is really about just like patterns and success a little bit, but like it was like why are all professional hockey players born between January and March, or like December and March? And it was just like weird. And like they went further on that. The one I just read about was the fact that it was like, why do small towns in the Appalachian area in like the 1800s, it was just duels, like Western shootouts and stuff, and it was something relating to the fact that it was the difference between being a farmer and being a herdsman, and that they all kind of came from Scotland, as these people that were in like Kentucky, Tennessee, and stuff like that in the 1800s, was because farming is less competitive, because like if you're a herdsman and you lose one of your part of your herd, that affects you.
Yeah.
Somebody can't go in at like night and try and steal all of your crops. Like
Right.
that's a lot harder to do. So farmers typically work more together and they're more communal than that. So it kind of like started as that, and that's why all these like Hatfields McCoy, have you heard of them? Like that duel, that's like the most famous, but like they have so many fucking stories like that they talk about, that it's just like these specific people in this specific area that came from this region, why are they all just constantly dueling and fighting and just like murdering each other? And
That's super
and
interesting.
it's really just like interesting patterns. Same, they had one where it's like, why are some of the most successful lawyers in New York that not only are they Jewish, but their family was in the textile business. Like it was like something that was like a insane number. And like they make the comment that it's just like one time is a coincidence, but if it happens this much, that's obviously a pattern.
right.
Very interesting book. Would check it out. Outliers. It also talks about Bill Gates, and the reason he was so successful is because of how much time he had so much time programming that by the time Microsoft and all that came about, he already had all like 10,000 hours of experience to go out and do it. So
That's so neat.
very interesting. Would recommend the book. There's some dry spots, but overall, I think it's a good book. Would recommend. But yeah,
That sounds really interesting. I kind of want to read that.
I'll lend it to you after.
If I ever read,
Yeah,
I remember the last book I read was
get on Audible or something like that.
Yeah, I really should. It's not like I do a whole lot whenever I'm like at home.
Well, I don't know. How hard is it to program? Like, could you listen to podcasts or like audiobooks when you program, or no?
I mean, I'm not gonna get anything out of it. It's like I have to be super concentrated to like get anything done. And that's just me. That's not everyone. Like some people can listen to audiobooks, listen to music and whatever. I cannot. I have to listen to like fucking white noise because I'm so easily distracted.
For me, it's either lo-fi. Yeah, it's lo-fi, or I listen to like Deadmau5, because Deadmau5 is all just instrumental. Like he has like almost no lyrics, and he has like one album where he just like did lyrics on everything, and it was
and
actually
everyone's like, fuck this.
I don't know. That was some of his best stuff.
Okay.
I mean, like Professional Grievers, Raise Your Weapon.
Okay.
Those, but I mean, the rest are just like 8-minute, just ambient club music.
Yeah.
It's still sick. I mean, I love that that's the only time I listen to Deadmau5, and I think it makes me remind myself why he's so famous.
Yeah.
That his music's just that good, but yeah.
Yeah, he's super cool. Did you know NFTs are bad for the earth?
No, but I want to go into this.
I read this, guess where, on Twitter, on wholesome Twitter. Well, that wasn't wholesome Twitter. It was actually like fucking stupid Twitter, you know?
Welcome back to fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's like the fucking stupid side of Twitter. I don't even know what it was, but I just saw a post that was like, "Oh, it's such a shame that all my favorite artists are like making NFTs or like making all their art NFTs, whatever." And I was like, "Why the fuck is that bad?" So I did a little research, started reading the comments, or whatever, and people were like, "Yeah, if you're an artist who doesn't want to destroy the earth, like promote yourself on here." And I was like, "What are they talking about?" Apparently, these stupid asses think that because because blockchain takes a lot of power, you know, like processing power, the amount of CO2 emissions is harming the earth just by creating an NFT, which is adding to the blockchain. I'm like, dude, that amount of power is the same as you driving 1 foot in your car. I don't know exactly, but your car is producing so much more waste than that. Turning on
I
your
do
stove.
know that like fucking like warehouse scale like crypto mines just produce a fuck ton of heat and CO2. But like
they produce a fuck ton of heat. The power they use is electricity. So the
I don't know how, I just
CO2,
know.
huh?
Keep going. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know a lot of heat is made.
Well, the CO2 that they produce is based on the fact, like power plants that produce electricity produce a lot of CO2, you know, and they run it at the demand of the grid, you know. So
It's like cool. If you game a lot, you're also
it's
producing
exactly the same.
Yeah,
as
you're
that.
right. This is fucking stupid
You
Twitter.
game
This is so dumb.
And they were like mad. They're like, oh, they're fucking destroying the environment. And I really like. I don't ever say anything on Twitter. I'm just a lurker, you know. I just like to look. But oh my
You tweet
god,
sometimes.
no, yeah, I tweet.
It's like,
but I don't reply to things.
it's like 5 out of 10 funny, but it's still like good 5 out of 10. Like
no, it's like 10 out of 10 and a 0 out of 10.
well, it's like no, because it never makes me like actually laugh, but I'm always like, that's good, haha. Like I mentally chuckle and I'm like, that's good, but it doesn't make me like actually laugh out loud.
I've got some bangers up here that never come out because I'm like, I don't want to put that in the internet.
Good call, I guess.
It's always the relatively wholesome ones.
It was
that I
like,
post.
yeah, that's true. I guess that's why it doesn't make me, because it's not.
Yeah,
I've realized,
darker sense of
I've
humor.
realized that my humor is only getting darker and it's bad, but especially because so Andrew's the Bad Friends podcast and Two Bears One Cave switched yesterday.
What?
And like they like Tom and Bert did the Bad Friends podcast, and then Andrew and Bobby did Two Bears One Cave, and
kind of insane marketing though.
no, it was great. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like you pull up, like they have the same thumbnail every time, but it's fucking first off, of course you see Santino because he's fucking redhead.
Yeah.
So you're just like, what the fuck? And then you see it's like, oh, it's Bobby too. So it's just like, wait a minute. And then like 10 minutes later, Bad Friends came out and it's them dressed like them.
That's really funny.
And I would recommend listening to both of those because they're pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, Bobby and I remember why I was saying this. Bobby and fucking Santino were talking about how the first episode of Whiskey Ginger that he did, he was just like, let's just not put this episode out and just make it like nothing is held back. And they were just like, he was like, I think we should do it for charity because he was like, there's so many slurs in there or whatever, and he's just like, yeah, I think we're gonna have to donate it to the NAACP because we said it a lot. Oh my gosh. He's like, yeah, we gotta give them some money for how much we use it, but
Yeah. No. What were we talking about?
I don't remember. I just thought it was funny. It was something about wholesome versus my humor getting darker and stuff like that.
And
your
NFTs
tweets.
and like yeah. Anyway, fucking stupid Twitter. Thanks NFT. Anyway, so I'm like, that's literally the entire point of electricity, you know, or renewable energy is what I mean. Is that it can be electricity that isn't produced with fossil fuels. And it's
Also,
like,
is there like a way that we could also, I'm surprised that also has been an answer, but I saw China was developing these like fucking like carbon vacuums.
yeah, it's
Why isn't that more of a thing?
It is, and there's a ton of money getting thrown into it. Elon Musk actually just put like $1 million or $100 million into it or something like that. It's just not there yet, and a lot of them,
I also don't know how it works.
I don't know either.
What does it do? Is it just be like, we're sucking up? First off,
No, I think
just doing that as a pure scam of being like, yep, we're sucking up carbon vacuums. We just sell these to all these cities and it doesn't do anything.
That's pointed up.
No, it doesn't do anything. It's just a structure that goes up high into the sky and
Well, it
is
needs
large.
needs like a sound. It's got a whir or something. Put a fan in it. Just no. So as far as I can guess, it probably just breaks down the CO2 into something else. But the problem is, or what I think the problem is, last time I read, is it takes more power to run it than actually, you know.
Then it's going to end up creating
Producing
more
more
CO2,
CO2,
CO2 than it
Or
takes
or
out.
such a negligible amount, like it's gonna help such negligible amount that
It's
doesn't
almost
really
like you don't need them.
I think I believe that's the reason.
That makes sense.
Don't
That makes
quote
sense.
me on that, or maybe do and just
Do quote
be
him on
very be very confident about it though.
Be very confident in getting to that soon, but got an answer to the internet that this one's pretty interesting.
Is it?
It's would you rather go into a coma and not wake up until you're 75 or die tomorrow?
That's brutal. I don't know. If I went into a coma and woke up at 75 and all my friends were dead, I would rather have died. But I don't want to die tomorrow.
How about we this one will make the answer too easy. But how about instead of that, it's you're like Captain America. You go, wake up 75 years later.
That would still suck. All my family and all my friends
but
are
you're
dead.
still like fucking
Push me to the edge.
But it's like I just started a little bit of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they were like, they were just like making a comment to Bucky because Bucky's in therapy. They're like, Bucky, you're 100 years old and you have no friends. And I was just like, damn, he looks good for 100. But I was just like,
funny.
But yeah, I think I'd still rather that because I mean, you could it's essentially starting over. It's not like there's not much you can do when you're 75.
Yeah.
But if you're in the body of a 22-year-old and you're 100 years old, that's different.
Yeah. I don't know. That one's hard. That one's kind of sad. I don't like that one as much.
I would say,
Maybe sad.
well, if I died tomorrow, though, I'm going out in the legendary
Yeah,
way.
no, for sure. I'm starting
my
now,
God.
and I'm like partying my ass off for the next 24 hours or whatever it is. But
You ever tried heroin? No, I'm dying tomorrow. Let's do it.
it doesn't matter. No, because I feel like that would take too much time.
Yeah, no, don't do
24 hours.
heroin. It'll slow you down.
In the last 30 minutes, I might,
That's how
I'm
you
going
go out. That's
Yeah,
how you go out.
exactly. That's how I'm going out. Just like pumped full of morphine.
No, wait. Can you? If you got a countdown clock though, this might be too dark. But I think like if you were like, this is how long you have to live, I would kind of just be like 20 seconds, and then just go jump off a skyscraper, and just like time it perfectly to where it's like, or maybe it's like if you just die, like you don't know how, or you just like maybe your heart stops. So then you go do something stupid, like you go jump out of a plane with no parachute, but then you just die of a heart attack before you even hit the ground.
Dude, it's like the fucking that riddle. One of the riddles where he's like he jumped out of a oh gee, that was horrible.
Was that the hot air balloon one?
No,
because that was a different one.
No, that was a different one. That
This
one
one
was
was-
actually it might be a good one, but it would piss off the people that were like doing it. You know
What?
I'm talking about
The one
where
you
he
didn't
jumped.
tell us where he had a heart attack.
Yeah, he
when
jumps off a building, but then he has a heart attack. Okay, I'm gonna have to explain this.
Yeah,
a little
because
bit.
it was like
So-
the call. He got a call or whatever. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, explain it.
So-
Explain it, and then yeah.
So basically, there's something called situation puzzles, where it's essentially a riddle. You ask a riddle, and it's just a
We like to be children. It's riddles.
yeah, it's a riddle. It's
Don't
it's
call
called
it
a
a situation
Well,
puzzle.
it's not
That
a
sounds
riddle.
like if that's it for a job interview.
yeah.
I'm
right.
gonna ask you a situation puzzle.
Honestly, it would be a pretty good job interview.
Well, first off, like you're not. Their candidate's not gonna take you serious if you're gonna be like, I'm gonna ask you some riddles now.
yeah, no, true. No, so it's based.
That would be so funny.
How do you feel
I
about
would just
jokes?
call head of HR the Riddler.
How do you feel about jokes and riddles? I can ask you some of those. No, so it's essentially it's like a riddle where you ask like a setup question. So you say something like, a man or two people are dead in a cabin in the woods.
There's always somebody is always dead. First,
Yeah,
off.
someone's always dead.
Somebody's always dead.
Yeah. So you say someone's dead in the middle of a cabin in the woods, and then you just say how did they die or like how did they get there or whatever. And
Do they all require yes or no questions?
yes, so you can only ask yes or no questions about the riddle, and you have to slowly build up your knowledge of the situation to figure out the answer. So
That's good. That's a good exercise for trying to get good at figuring out unknowns, I will say.
could be
Like I think it's a really good one.
well, so that one I'll give it away just so you all can know. Basically, you'd ask something like, "Oh, were they alone?" And then you'd be like, "Yes."
Well, what was the riddle we were talking about? Like tell them that. Like
the okay, yeah. So the one we were talking about, it was it said
it's like the last man on earth or something like
yes. So it said a man jumps off a building and he hears the phone ring and then he dies. Or no, a man jumps off a building and dies. Why? Something like that is stupid.
But it wasn't like he didn't die from impact.
Right. And
How
so
did he
you
die?
obviously ask the question, did he die from hitting the ground? And then they'd be like, no. And then you'd be like, well, he jumped off a fucking building. How else would he died? The way that the riddle set, like the answer says that he dies, is that he had a heart attack while falling and then died of that and didn't die of that. Was
I thought it was because he was last man on earth
Yeah.
and tried calling somebody and nobody answered. And as he was jumping off the building, he got a phone call.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm not the last person on earth.
But he
and died
and
of
then
a
he
heart
died.
attack.
yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Stupid as fuck.
He had some other good ones. We did that recently, but
Anyway, that's fun. I would go look up situation puzzles if you're on like a car ride. Great for road trips.
that actually would be great for road trips.
Yeah, good like burn a few hours doing that.
So the
Stimulating your mind.
So what I was saying with confidence is this was fun. So did you hear about the party we went to on Saturday night? So we went over to Jake's after we were drinking or whatever, and first off, I didn't want to go because I was just like, I've been drinking all day. I would just want to watch basketball and the fights and go to bed.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, but then it was like, no, and then anyway, I went to Jake's, did that. Clay brought a bunch of his work friends over, and then they were like, oh, we're leaving. There's this party we're going to that for somebody that is like the person, one of the people he works with, their cousin, having a birthday party, and apparently there was 80 to 100 people there, and there's a mechanical bull.
Wow.
So we were like, that sounds way cooler than this, because they were like, oh, who all's there? And I was like, it's just us watching a fight. Like, just watching a fight.
Sick.
Not exciting. So they went. Blake is driving us home. And then we're like, oh, this party that Clay told us about is 4 houses down from Meredith's house.
Oh.
Who Meredith lives close to us. So we were like,
Wait, is this the guy that we talked to?
no,
Okay.
I don't remember talking to a guy. Wasn't. Oh, yes.
Connor talked to.
Yes, you weren't there. Yeah, I forget what night that was. That was a wild night. But no, it's so anyway, we show up. There's a fuck ton of people there, and we're just like,
What time is it?
12:30.
Oh, okay. So like pretty late.
Yeah. There's still a fuck ton of people there.
Yeah.
Though. The party is still raging, and there's like we're just like walking confidently. And this girl comes up and walks, and we're just like, hey, what? Luckily, she was drunk enough, just so pushed over the edge enough to like not giving a fuck. And also the neighbor card. She was just like, oh, hey. She's like, do you know? She's like, oh, it's my house or whatever. It's my birthday or whatever. And we're just like, oh, we live in the neighborhood. We live down the street. We just wanted to come see what's happening. She's like, oh, yeah, come inside. And she was just like talking to us. She's like, yeah, I just want to watch who comes in because I don't want the cops called for a third time. And I was like, Jesus Christ. But then she also was just like, I can make 3 calls and this will all be taken care of. But I have a court date on this date or whatever. And I was just like, oh, my God.
Cool.
So we get there. And so being who Clay works with, we are by far the oldest people there.
Oh, cool.
Lots of sophomore and freshmen.
Yeah. All
Some
right.
juniors. First off, a lot of people we know. Not going to say any names. We'll say some after, but a lot of people we know that are younger than us. And we're just there. And then
I don't know why, but in my head, y'all are like also 2 feet taller than everyone. Like everyone is like,
oh, we are
very small.
Well, because we're with Blake.
Yeah.
Blake is just like, I can see over everyone. But also, Blake decided to flex and be really hard and show up to a giant party with 100 people with Capri Sun. He's just like walking in, just sipping on a Capri Sun.
I'm driving. Sorry.
But then it had me thinking. I was like, it'd be really like, this is the first time that I was like, wow, I'm 21. I was like, this would be really funny if this party got raided and we are going to be the only people here because everyone here is going to flee. So then I was like, what'd be really fun is if we just started crashing parties and just hanging out. Because that's what we did. We didn't go talk. I mean, I talked to a few people that I saw, but like, we kind of just like crashed a person's party and then just still hung out with us at this party. Like, we didn't go.
This is a cool environment. Isn't it? This is a cool spot to hang out.
So then I was like, what if we just had the circus and we just started crashing parties?
I think people would not like us quickly. Also, if it was the circus, it's too many people.
That's the other thing.
It was like UConn.
It was 6. It was 6 people.
Yeah. Like that's a manageable.
No, it's 5. 5 people. And also, we did know people who were actually invited to the party, so that also helped us blend in. Well, because here's why
We're
it was
here with
also-
Clay.
Well, here's why it was different.
You have
is-
like 40 people with you. You're like, we're here with Clay.
Well, the other thing that helped is because I did know so many people there. It's not like I could be like, I was like, oh, I know this person, I know this person. I was like, there were like probably 10 people there that I know that like that wasn't Clay and his friends.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, wouldn't it be funny to just go? And then I was like, this actually sounds so entertaining to watch. I want to call the cops on this party and watch everyone run, and then just be like, yes, officer, here's my ID. I can legally drink this. Like,
Oh man. And then
because we were also like way more sober than everyone. Like,
but the girl who lives there is just like he's trespassing. This is my house. That'd be so funny.
I
No,
could just
was
be like,
imagining-
I could also just be like, I'm friends with all these people. Also, she didn't care because there were maybe every 5 seconds everyone was in the backyard, and then she's got like this big, like for the entire width of the house is like a closed in like screen porch, kind of like ours. I guess everyone in the neighborhood has that, but so you could see the whole thing, like even a little bit on the sides. Guys are just pissing on the fence in the side of the backyard. I'm like, hey, there's 80 people behind you.
Oh my God.
They can see you.
I was imagining that
There's so many frat
when you were
guys there,
saying, like confidence or whatever. I was thinking you were like, we're gonna walk in confident. We're walking confident. And then you walk 3 steps in, and then someone was just like, get out, and you're like, okay.
No, but then it was just like, oh, hey, yeah, if you just like fit in and like are confident about it, it's fine.
Yeah. I think when are we too old?
Well, I think this is probably the last year we could do it.
Yeah.
Because if it's weird if you're out of college. We're
Yeah,
still
that's
in
true.
college.
Oh no, I'm almost out of college.
You
I'm
have
gonna
till
be weird.
August.
I'm a weird
no,
old man.
Summer counts. You have until August.
Thank God.
You have
Okay.
until August for this
this
to
summer.
count. But
All right.
well, here's the other thing: is the party has to be big enough.
Yeah, if you're
you can't
having a
crash. I mean, like this, you can't crash a party with 20 people, especially if you have more people with you.
it's fucking game night at Jack and Clay's, and someone just walks in with 10 other people, and they're like, "Yo, heard y'all having a party."
That would be so fun.
Everyone's sitting around playing Secret Hitler. It's like 6 of us. It's just, yo, let's turn up.
Like, get out.
Yeah, that's when you're like, get the fuck out of my house.
But yeah, that was that. I thought that was fun. We thought about bringing Luna, and I was like, why? Because that'd be a
cute.
horrible idea.
No, dude, everyone wants a dog at the party.
Not if there's 100 people.
No, Luna wouldn't like it. She'd be too stressed. She gets a little anxious. On last Saturday, when we had people over at night, I mean, she was fine all day, but I like tried to scratch her back at some point in the night, and she like turned around, like nipped at me, like didn't nip at me, but like barked at me, and I was like, bitch.
Blake tried to pull her back legs towards her and was like, why'd she bite me? It's like, dude, you just grabbed the dog by her back legs and fucking pulled her towards you. Of course she's gonna fucking bite you.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So cacti. Finally got to try cacti.
Oh, that's Cactus Jack.
Yes, it is agave.
Oh, okay.
Which I still don't know the difference between agave and tequila, but
Tequila. It's tequila. Just call it tequila.
first off,
As long as
they finally, I should have just asked you this, and it was one of those dumb like things that I ask that just like makes you ask more because you're like, why? Because I was just like, Lily, you're not friends with anyone close to Travis Scott by chance, are you? And she's just like, no, why? And then I was just like, because the cacti website sucks asshole, and y'all could definitely build it way better. It's super. I mean, it looks sick. It's really only the location thing. Like it's like find where it is, and then you type it in, and it's the worst. It's literally the glitchiest thing ever. It's working now, but there are only 3 places in Baton Rouge that it said there were, and I went to all 3 over 45 minutes, and they weren't there at all. I didn't even see like anywhere that there were. Also, I swear to God, every time I go and try and buy alcohol, there's a new brand with a seltzer out. Paradise Park has their own seltzer now.
What? I bet it's. Oh man, I
I
want
bet
to say it's
probably good.
No, I had the Corona seltzers this weekend. And
Those look bad.
They were horrible.
Those look bad. The Seagram's one are asshole. I saw
That sounds horrible.
Barefoot has their own seltzers. Yeah,
Stay in your lane, you know. I think it's because it's so fucking easy to make.
and it's cheap, probably.
Yeah, but they're so expensive to buy.
Well, that's why is people haven't realized. I mean, first off, they're going to get cheap. First off, remember how expensive White Claws were when they first came out?
Yeah.
there are so many players in the game now that it's going to be a price war. Like at
Plus-
this point, it's about to be a lot cheaper to drink seltzers just because there are literally 80 million people trying to make seltzers.
I think the other thing is it's probably just because they can't mass produce it like they can beer when they have fucking acres and square miles
No, they
of
probably
beer
can.
production. No, I mean they just don't have the infrastructure built yet. Is
They
what I
do
mean.
now. I mean, first off, that's
You
why
think already they have
that's
as
why
much infrastructure as beer.
not as beer, but I mean,
Yeah.
it depends on who's making it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Like Corona and like Bud Light. Anheuser-Busch has a pretty big fucking infrastructure that they can probably crank that shit out.
yeah, no, I just mean like I don't think they've built up the infrastructure that they have. Like beer is so much cheaper because they have so much more infrastructure to make it cheap as fuck.
True.
Whereas like seltzer, they haven't
Well,
built
it's
up
because
their
it's also
infrastructure
pumping
yet.
it out. Like, I mean, and they don't have a supply chain issue. That's
Right.
literally the whole reason Truly took the lead over White Claw is because White Claw is owned by whoever owns Mike's Hard, which is
Yeah.
a smaller company. And then Truly is owned by the Boston Beer Company, which is the largest American brewer. So they already had that infrastructure in place.
Yeah,
to,
I think I'm kind of
to crank it out. And like, they were selling out like crazy, and they were the only ones who could refill the shelves quick enough.
I'm souring on everything that isn't the lemonade Trulies and High Noons. Everything else, I'm like, get the fuck
High
out.
Noons, I would like to try more, but I just don't. For me,
It's
it's like
expensive.
in the mood. Yeah, it's like I don't even want a seltzer. It's like that, or I'm just gonna get summer shandy.
True.
Summer shandy. Dude,
Oh my
at
God.
Albertsons, they sell like the big, like 12-pack of them, so you don't have to buy 6-packs.
We need to get.
And also, Albertsons switch. They don't have the bricked off liquor spot anymore. You can just buy it in the regular Albertsons now.
I have been to Albertsons, not in a while, in a very long time. actually.
Me neither. But anyway, so cacti. Well, I mean before that.
Okay.
So cacti, first off, overrated.
Okay.
Second off, overpriced. From what I've heard, a 9-pack is $40.
Wait, a 9-pack?
A pack of 9 cans is fucking $40.
I've never seen a pack of 9 cans of anything.
It's got 3, 3, and 3, and it's like a box.
Oh.
They're cans,
Oh,
remember?
yeah. Yeah,
it's not
you're
like yeah.
Wait. No, I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's like this. I mean, it's like that big, but
Yeah, it's like square.
it's like
though?
seltzer box. It's like seltzer box size.
Cool.
But
How much was it?
$40,
Oh my God.
and it was
Wait. I thought you said it was tequila.
Yeah.
It's tequila in a can?
No, it's
Oh.
like
It's a mixed drink.
yeah. Well, it's like
can
you know
be.
how vodka is in seltzers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the same concept. It's a seltzer, but it's got agave in it instead of vodka. That's the
I
whole.
see.
That's the whole thing, the whole ploy. So there's that, and lime is the best flavor. Pineapple's strawberries I think strawberry is a little bit better, but I could have also just been drinking and too tired that I was like, I don't care. I'm finishing this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just wouldn't recommend, especially if it's $40.
Yeah. No, at that price point, I don't know if I'm buying. That's like
He's been selling out like crazy,
$4
so I
can.
mean he's securing a bag. On
which
Cacti.
okay. Actually, it's not insane because you get 4.
They're only
High
7%.
Noons. That's higher than High Noon. High Noon's like 5% or like 4.5, and it's 4 for like 15 or something. I don't know if that's exactly accurate, but they're
No,
really
that sounds
expensive.
about right. I think they were like 18.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Super. I mean, that's more expensive.
No, because
than
I think
Cacti.
these were a little bit bigger. The 18 pack, I think it was like 6. Might have been 6. I could
Okay.
be wrong. But
Well, yeah. Whatever it is, High Noons are. It's about the same price point as High Noons. It sounds like.
But anyway, that's my review. It led me into, it was like another thing is I was like, first off, we would be hammered and we would have to spread this out because you can't effectively try alcohol if you're hammered because it's
Yeah.
just like, it all tastes the same.
It's like it tastes pretty good. This one's tasting pretty good.
But I think it'd be cool to like try every alcohol, like a rapper who has an alcohol brand out there.
Yeah.
Would it get pricey? It would be very expensive to do this video.
I want to do like just all famous people because I don't know how many rappers.
There's a lot of rapper, like that's why I'm saying we could do all famous people, but that makes the net even bigger.
Then I would say let's do the famous.
Well, let's do
ones.
rappers and then let's do like movie stars. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
I'm
could
thinking like
break
the
those-
most famous. I'm thinking like aviation. We do.
You could
I
do
guess we
Casamigos.
Cacti. What is that?
Casamigos is George Clooney's tequila.
Okay.
He
We could
sold.
do
He
Blue
sold.
Chair.
Wait, what?
We do Blue Chair. Jimmy Buffett. owns Blue
But
Cherry.
but I'm thinking, so we could do like Stillhouse. We could do
Stillhouse,
we could do
that'd be
Virginia Black.
Oh,
we
yeah,
could do
Black would be good.
Ciroc. We could do
Who owns Rock?
Diddy.
Oh, right.
We could do Cacti. We could do.
Ciroc's actually no, we're not doing Ciroc. Ciroc sucks.
Well, then let's just give it a shitty rating.
Okay.
That's easy.
I feel like everyone's
Done.
had Ciroc. You know.
I've never had Ciroc.
Really?
Never had
It's
Ciroc.
not good. I mean, it's not good. It's just not. There's nothing special about it.
Getting the champagne would be tough because a lot of rappers' champagne is like
Expensive.
this is expensive as shit.
Don't,
Post Malone has a rosé.
I don't know.
I bought a bottle of it and I'm waiting to drink it because I was like, this bottle looks nice, but I was like, I'm also only gonna drink rosé if I'm day drinking and it's pretty
Yeah, that's true.
and outside. I have to be outside too.
Yeah.
So I was like, it hasn't been that yet here.
Oh fuck! What was I about to say? Oh, I was gonna say nope. Lost it. Whatever. Champagne is expensive. Yes, that is true.
Also cognacs. That also is probably gonna get expensive. A lot of rappers have cognacs. Oh, we can do Boomba. Boomba's another one we could do.
Ooh, yeah. I had a bunch of that on Saturday. Bunch of that.
So-
And then Hunter took up. We were drinking the regular Boom Boo. Apparently, there's a Boom Boo like Royal or something like that, and we were like, need some of that, but we're not sure where to buy it. So, anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna try. I love Boom Boo. I'm a big Boom Boo guy.
I haven't been on the rum train. I think I got rummed out. Rum was like the first liquor that whenever I first started drinking back in like senior year of high school, I used to drink rum and cokes all the time, and I loved rum. And I think I just got rummed out, and I haven't made it back.
Boom Boo was like, it's like the only rum I've had that I just drink straight, and I'm just like, that's pretty good.
Have you tried Florida Caña straight? You would like it. It's because it's from Nicaragua. It's very sweet.
Okay.
So you can drink it straight.
Yeah.
It's
So
not
is Boom Boo. That's the thing. Boom Boo is very hangover inducing, I think.
because of the sugar.
I believe so.
That's also probably why I don't like rum anymore. It's not even that it's for the hangover sake, but I think it's just too sweet.
Yeah.
I'm not huge on drinks that are too sweet.
That's fair. I think I'm literally done with beer for a while. Like, I am so tired of drinking beer. Like, just
I want to drink something else, but I don't know what it is. I think I'm getting back into whiskey because I bought that bottle of Stillhouse.
Yeah.
And that's been good.
I think I'm going to buy a shitload of gin and only drink gin and tonics for like.
Can we do that? I will join that train.
Yeah, it's just so much healthier. It's not necessarily healthier, but it's
Way less
lighter.
calories
It's
and
way less
way lighter.
calories. It's lighter. I feel better in the mornings. Like.
I don't know. I've had okay. That's with Seagram's. That depends on the
Seagram's
shitty gin.
Yeah, there's poop in the can. So. There's poop in the bottle, whatever.
We should just buy we should just constantly be stacked with a large bottle of aviation.
Oh, I was thinking a giant thing of Hendrix.
That's expensive. So that's
Not Hendrix. Tanqueray.
They're actually like only like $2 off. So
Tanqueray and aviation.
it's like $33 a bottle versus $35 for.
I don't know if I had any of your aviation.
You did. You tried it with me the first time when I did.
Oh yeah, no, I do remember that. I don't remember if it was better or worse. I don't know. Whatever.
It's-
I like Tanqueray because the bottle really.
The bottle is cool.
That's
but-
kind of my only. I don't whatever, either one or both.
Yeah. So missing you single rollout. So one fun thing that I've been working on. It's like another, I guess, business thing. It's So I've wanted to be involved in music, as you know.
Yeah.
So I'm now like my official role as of today, because I had my call through today. But I am Hannah's creative director and head of monetization.
Nice.
Because
monetization director.
I basically just throw out my inputs on the creative but don't do anything involved with it. And then also I'm just like, hey, this is the best advice for monetizing your brand.
Yeah. Well, that'll be really interesting.
So she had a new single drop on Saturday.
Do y'all have a seltzer yet?
We don't have seltzer yet.
Wow.
I don't think seltzers have made it internationally, so
Oh,
that's probably why.
Tell like a vodka or what? It's like what?
She likes wine, so I mean, I
have
wouldn't be
wine already?
surprised. No.
Oh, what the fuck?
we're not there yet. So
Barefoot sponsorship.
Jesus Christ, not barefoot. So that was fun. We actually got to work with Luke. Luke did the art.
Dope.
So that was fun working with that. We're also working with getting Andy is producing a lot for her, so I'm very excited about that.
That's really sick.
So
really connect all the
I
dots.
first off, I really hope that the first music that Andy has out in the world is not Hannah's that he produced because I was like, dude, Andy, you've been doing shit for so long. Put it out.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I'm excited to see that in the works. But I don't know. It's been fun. It's been interesting to see. I think she's got a lot of pull. She was just like, how do I push this? I was like, you can get on playlists. And I go, how about this? We're going to make a list of 100 podcasts and you just reach out and try and go on it. I was like, you have 115,000 followers on Instagram. I think they'll want to have you.
115?
Yeah, 1,000.
Holy.
Yeah.
Why?
She's been an influencer since she was like
That's sick.
15.
I did not
she's
know
like 24.
that she was that big.
Yeah.
That's really dope. I know one podcast that she could go on.
I told her
The Joe Rogan podcast.
Demi Lovato just did it.
The Joe Rogan podcast?
Yeah. I was like, I want to go watch it to get more content to make fun of her on this podcast. So yeah, I mean, of course, I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody, but it's so fun to make fun of Demi Lovato and her fuck ups. It's just easy. It's so easy.
So easy.
But anyway, yeah, this has been fun. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, that sounds really exciting, actually.
We're working on some stuff. I don't think I should,
No, dude.
go into it more now on here. I will eventually go to it on here. But
relax, bro. Let
missing
it
you,
stew. Let it marinate.
missing you, go listen to it on all streaming services.
I will.
So
That's dope. That sounds like a lot of fun.
So yeah, that's been another creative thing besides the podcast to do. It's one of my 4 businesses that I'm kind of trying to focus on and like be like, these are my 4 I want to do for a while. So yeah, but that's that. Go listen to it. I'll link it below. Last thing I have, I don't know if you want to cover it now. I guess the last 2 things I have that are on here, one's just a comment, and I'll close it out with that. But so Andreessen Horowitz.
That's funny that you say that because I was about to bring that up as well.
Did you see that they funded Substack?
What is that?
So they invested $65 million into Substack at a $650 million valuation, and seeing that their last big investment was with Clubhouse. People are the newsletter that I follow with
What
this.
is Substack?
So Substack is basically Patreon for writers. It's like if people so you don't have pressure from a big periodical. You can subscribe monthly or like pay monthly to just like get access to certain like journalists. It's really for journalists, but it's like writers. It's kind of just writers in general.
I see. That's really interesting.
So I had never heard of this. I actually found out about it last week, and I told it to Jack because I was like, Jack, if you want to get into more into writing, this is a way you can potentially support yourself.
It's a way for independent journalists to monetize themselves.
Yeah. No, I think it's great.
Really brilliant idea.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to do very well because I know a lot of people are wanting to do that, or like it's
and a lot of people are tired of the mainstream media.
Well, here's the thing. This article talks that apparently Andreessen Horowitz kind of has beef with like mainstream media.
Okay.
And like this is their way of they're not necessarily trying to disrupt it. They just want to give lots of headaches to mainstream media by having these other.
I think this would be good because it balances it out a lot. You know, it's when all the power is centralized at the top, it makes it difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah, so they basically wanted to do this, take that on. So it was interesting with that. I think first of all, I think this is a way better and more monetizable thing than Clubhouse.
Clubhouse sucks. I'm saying it. I've said it before.
Well, here's the other thing that like I'm curious to see where it goes, but like the hype around Clubhouse is the exclusivity about it. But now that it sounds like a lot more people are on it, no one gives a shit about it anymore.
Yeah.
No one cares about it as much because they're like, ooh, when can I get my invite or whatever? But so there's that. I don't even remember who invited me. I think I just downloaded the app and like created it, and it was like you had to like wait to be invited, but then I already had like a waiting invite.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it's like based off your like phone, like you link your phone. So like somebody had me in their contacts and they just invited me.
I see.
So there's that. They also Mark Andreessen also addressed the fact that he thinks that like this was like proof that we're in the third wave of the internet. How he was like the first wave, no one spent any money online. Mm-hmm. The second wave, the only real way to make money was through ads.
Yeah.
And now
This
it's
is like
direct to consumer
yeah.
is this, and that's like being proven with Patreon, OnlyFans, and now this.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. because people are more willing to spend for good products. I think, like, I am for sure.
They also had Roblox in there. I haven't played Roblox ever, so I don't know.
Roblox just went public. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
And like fucking did really well. Roblox is crazy.
I bet they did. Well, yeah, I remember their last private round. They were valued at $21 billion. So that was insane.
I remember.
But here's the thing. I've been following this IPO story for so long. They've been trying to go public for maybe the last year and a half.
Really?
Yes. Like,
Well,
I swear to God, like the end of 2019, they were like, we're going to go public. And I was like, this is funny. Roblox going public. Dude.
I remember when I was 12 years old and I fucking loved Roblox. I was playing Roblox every day. I'm like, I'm going to invest in Roblox. And then I went look it up and they didn't have a ticker. Like they weren't public at the time, obviously. And I'm like, what is the Roblox stock ticker, whatever? And people were just like, ROB. And so I went like look it up and I'm like, no, it's not. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
It's like, well, first off, I think it's funny when Zoom first went public, there's this, that Zoom was not their ticker. There's another company that had ZOOM and their stock like shot up like 40% in a day because people just thought it was Zoom.
Damn. Actually, Roblox was like the first job I wanted to get. That's why I started programming. Because
can't you like create stuff like that in Roblox?
You can like
program.
Yeah, you can program in Roblox. It's all in Lua, which is this like, it's an older programming language. But it's very simple. It's a lot like Python.
Well, I was like, Roblox isn't very detailed and complex.
Yeah. No, I mean you can do anything.
Well, I mean you can do anything you want, but I meant like it's not very detailed. Like the
right
stuff like especially the graphics.
Yeah, you're not gonna be using C++ like running things super optimized and shit. Like you're just gonna kind of make a door open whenever you click on it or something like that. No. Okay. What I was gonna say was about Andreessen Horowitz. I'm now on startup Twitter. That's where I've
startup Twitter is what first got me on Twitter. First off,
really,
that was what. Yeah, I mean, I followed Mark Andreessen. I followed are they A16Z?
I don't know what that is.
First off, that's their domain.
Oh, okay.
Andreessen Horowitz is too long, so they're A16Z because there's 16 characters in between the A and the Z at the A for Andreessen and Z for Horowitz.
That's funny. No, yeah. So
if you ever hear A16Z, that's what they're referencing is them.
I got on it because of like one guy was, I don't know. I saw one thing and so I like followed one guy and then I followed a bunch of people and then I realized I'm following all like the most cynical people in startup Twitter. They're all just like...
Are you following Eric Weinstein?
No. I just see his stuff a lot because people like it.
Yeah,
like
the Weinstein brothers I just found out about recently, but they're very interesting. Brett is like a famous biologist or whatever, and Eric basically runs Thiel Capital. Like he runs Peter Thiel's fund.
Oh, damn.
So he's involved in the tech and investing world.
Yeah, all that I'm learning now is that the fact that I'm not in Silicon Valley means that I'm a lesser person. And the fact that anyone is not in Miami means they are lesser people also. So
what do you mean? So like if you're not in Silicon Valley, you better be in Miami, and if you're not in Miami, you better fucking kill yourself?
The people, yes, correct, pretty much. The people in Silicon Valley are like, yeah, everywhere else is cool, but like...
First off, you know why it's Miami? New York is such a shit show right now that no one wants to live in New York, so they're all just fucking dumping to Miami.
So Silicon Valley is
because I think Miami is now like it's like not even close to Miami. They could have always been like this, but it's like not even close to Miami is like Florida's largest city.
I have no idea. I assume it is. No, so Silicon Valley is like, kind of a shit show because just California has so much taxation on corporations and whatever. And so people were moving to Austin, but Austin wasn't the only place people were moving. A lot of people were moving to Miami, which I didn't know. So now Miami, Austin, and New York are like blowing up as tech hubs. Austin and Miami, I think, are the two most talked about ones.
You know, one that's kind of low key a tech hub. It's fucking Salt Lake City.
Really?
There's a lot of SaaS corporate, just like software. I'm genuinely surprised the amount of software businesses that are out of
also
Salt Lake City.
Colorado has a bunch like
Boulder and fucking Denver
like,
are like popping off too.
Yeah,
like,
which is crazy.
That's one thing is I'm very curious to see, just as a planning perspective, is I think one of the reasons people are flocking to Florida and Texas is based on their more conservative economic approach, aka like zero state income tax.
Right.
I'm also impressed by the amount of people that are fleeing to or going to Colorado when they're on the other end of that. Like Colorado, I think is very
I think it's because programmers like to smoke a lot of weed.
That's probably it.
And they're
too.
like, oh, we can smoke a lot of weed here.
But it's different now. I mean, that's what I was saying is I was like, I thought the initial growth would stop with Colorado after other states legalized it, and there's enough states that have legalized it now that it makes sense. Like Austin, it's legal in Austin.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I think Colorado is just like gorgeous, and it's just like
That's what I'm thinking.
a nice place to
It's just
live,
a nice place to live, and
low cost of life.
the cost of living there is probably
to,
relatively low.
you
At
know,
least to other bigger cities
Yeah, to
of,
other
of
huge
same
cities.
size. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colorado is still fucking huge. They have 7 professional teams.
Oh, I was thinking. I don't know why when you said that, I thought 7 professional football teams. I'm like, wait, what?
That would be wild if they had 7 NFL teams. First off, they would have to share a stadium because there's the reason fucking LA is like empty is because it's like they can't pack their stadium. It's like, yeah, you have 2 NFL teams here. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
No, it's like it's football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, and then 2 other probably female versions of some of those. So.
Golf. Yeah. We can probably wrap some of them.
Final thing I wanted to end on. Guess what I found before? Or I saw this before you.
Got here.
Yes.
Oh.
So they said you can now start asking us when season 6 will come out because June 20th, Rick and Morty season 5 is premiering. So we're back, baby, even though it's only April.
I'm so hyped.
So yeah. Oh yeah.
I love that I can be a Rick and Morty fan just in the public now because
You couldn't always be.
No, not for like the first 3 years. I wasn't I hated Rick and Morty because of the fan base. It was so annoying.
I didn't know anybody who watched it, and then when I stumbled upon it,
I just knew
I
from
thought
the
it was
internet.
hilarious, and I didn't know, and the only other people I knew who watched it was us, and then it was just like, oh, it's huge now.
Oh, okay. The internet just made it really like cringy, and then
The video they used to promo it, that was fucking hilarious. So it was just like, they're just like, wait, it's too quiet. And then Summer's like, you skipped the first quiet. And he's like, Summer, that's redundant. If it's too quiet, it's obviously quiet or whatever. And just like started ranting about it, but it was funny. But yeah,
that's funny.
very exciting.
All right. Well, we got to go take a management test.
Follow us, like everything. Yeah, we do have to take tests. Good wish us luck with that. But yeah, make sure to support us on everything. Share every episode with every person you know. It might take you a while. Maybe Colin can figure out a program to where you can mass spam every
just click a
person you
button
know.
and just
and
send to all contacts.
make sure to send us questions, and make sure to go stream Missing You
The
on every
stupider
platform.
the question, the better. Stream Missing You. We're Twitter stands now.
Oh, we are.
Yeah. You know, they always are like stream whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like when K-pop stands are always like stream this.
Oh
song.
yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
us.
Okay.
Stream
Yeah.
Missing You. It's
dying.
like Jack's buddy wrote on our on the bar.
Oh yeah.
Stream,
Yeah. I remember.
I don't remember what the boy.
Oh,
love,
yeah. Probably.
whatever it was. Anyway, all right.
All right. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Peace.